It's time for your daily crypto update with Framework Fortune Crypto. I'm your host, Ben. Now let's dive in. Bitcoin getting some rejection, not able to get back up to 50,000, just had a big pullback down to 47,286. It needs to make a higher low here. It needs to hold up this area. It was some resistance back through here, held up as support right through there. So we need to see that hold again and make a higher low, higher than this area of lows. And then we can see it push back to 50. If not, it's going to come back down to that 45. Like I've been saying, we're still pretty much in this big channel between 45 and 50. But if that can hold, that'll be the floor moving up, which is a good bullish sign. 200-day is almost to that 45 anyway, so if it does pull back, that should hold as some pretty strong support as well, as it's been quite a ways above the 200 and held above it every time it's dipped. So there's a little pullback right now, nothing to be too terribly concerned about on Bitcoin. There's still altcoins breaking out, which is a very nice sign. When we go over to Ether, it's actually had a little push up today. Did try to break the top of that channel, pushed up to 33.50, but got held up. And you can see that rejection on Bitcoin pulled Ether back. But Ether's trying to hold this 32.50 area at the moment. And if it can hold that, it can give another test. We're not quite to this triangle of consolidation yet, to the tip of it. But it could break here, or it may be a few more days, and then we could see Ethereum break. If Bitcoin continues to dump, though, that could slow Ethereum down. But Ethereum very bullish right now. Now, the top gainer of the day is CGLD. And we have been talking about this one for a while. I was swinging this one in this consolidation triangle, looking for this big pop out. But it had that little dip beforehand, and I got out of it. But if you did get in CGLD and held and got this big rip today, very nice job. CGLD ripped from 436 all the way up to 11, which was higher than I was projecting it to go. I wasn't expecting it to explode up that high, but making all new highs on the Coinbase chart. So very, very bullish, and that's a sign that we are in a hot altcoin market. Still having altcoins breaking out regardless of what Bitcoin's doing. Solana, same thing. Said it was possible it could break 100. It did not get rejected at all at 100. It went right through it all the way up to 115. Currently consolidating that 115 area. So Solana, very, very big move so far. This is all new highs, all new area. And it could easily continue. We do have a trend line that we can start playing off of there. I'm going to go ahead and take this off because it's so far away from that. It's not relevant at the moment. But yeah, nice trend line above all EMAs, still looking extremely bullish. I would expect a pullback after this hit to 115, even though it's consolidating, but it may still continue to push. We won't know until it makes a move out of this little possible triangle it's starting to form on the 4-hour. It'd be something like that if that's what it's going to do, if it's going to be a triangle. So we'll see. So ADA never able to break over these previous highs at that 297 area and not able to come up and test 3. We're getting a little sell-off back to the 50 here. This could be a potential opportunity to maybe get in this consolidation if it can hold the 50-day moving average. It's held it pretty well so far on this run. It held there, held right here, and held right here. So I would expect it still to hold and bounce back up for that break of 3. But if for some reason it doesn't, then it does have that support at 250 still. So I did lock out some of my Cardano on Voyager last night up in the 283 area, just because in case this is the top of this altcoin run, I don't want to not take any profit. So I locked about 500 out on it. Very nice. I still have a good portion of my position left, and it's the end of the month, so I'm going to be getting that interest payment coming into the account. So I'm fine with still holding as long as it's staying above this 250. that 500 was half of my original investment, so I can take that and now invest it in something else and continue to let my Cardano build. And then I did the same thing with Luna. Luna was breaking up, got all the way up to 37, so I locked some of my Luna out. I locked my initial investment. So everything that I have left in Luna is all the profit. So whatever Luna does is all profit to me at this point. And it still is looking very bullish. It didn't make a new high there, so it is having a little pullback, but still quite a ways above the 50-day moving average. It's pointing up. Everything's looking pretty good. We got a nice little uptrend too that has started. We can draw right there on Luna. So it's just taking a little while for Ethereum and Bitcoin to break out. So at these resistance levels, after giving the big boys a week trying to break out, I figured the smart thing to do is just take some profit out, take my investments out, and that way the rest of it is all good to go. And I can invest in other things that possibly can rip. So I'll let you guys know what I put in, where I put those investments at. But still in Luna and still in Cardano with a decent sized position. Atom broke out of the triangle today, pushed up to 24. Very nice strong move there. Of course having a pullback because everything's having a pullback at the moment, but holding above 21. If the next candle can close above the top of the triangle, we should see Cosmos try to test 25 in the next day or two. But Cosmos looking very good still. So I don't know if I had mentioned it, but I did get out a bond because it started cracking down. Had this big wick it threw up there, and I did not like that wick. Or maybe it was this candle. I don't know. I've been out of it for a few days. It started felling when it couldn't break out here. So gotta get out of there. So I did take a small loss on that. On Coinbase Pro, I'm currently still in CTSI. Still holding it. You can see it still hasn't broke this triangle yet. It's tried again just a little while ago. Really struggling to break over that 80 cents. But I like this big triangle of consolidation we're getting. As long as the altcoin market stays hot, I think this is going to pop up to $1 soon. Dogecoin still looking pretty rough. Still in that downtrend. It's actually dropped below the 200 now, testing. So if it cannot get back above the 200, this is going to make a very bearish move, which is why I've been saying I'm staying away from Dogecoin until I see some more strength out of it. It is a cup and handle, so it's just got to break back up to make that handle back up to 35 cents for the breakout, but it may not. It's looking very rough right at this second. Polkadot getting back above that 25 area, pushed almost all the way to 28, so that's a nice show of strength there. This could be a head and shoulders, head, shoulders, shoulder. So we need to see it push over 28 tonight before this candle closes or in the morning. But if it doesn't and it stays right in this area and starts coming down, then it's going to make that arm back down. So something to be aware of. So EOS has not been a very good performer in this altcoin market for some reason. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know that much about this project. But it doesn't have a terribly high supply. And it's made some very big moves in the past. In the last big run, it ran all the way up to 15. But you can see still down pretty low, but in this triangle of consolidation here. So looks like it has today, tomorrow, maybe 3 days away before the tip of this triangle for it to try to break out. The 200 day is right there holding as support 2 at the bottom of that triangle. Now, if it cracks below the 200 and the bottom of the triangle, it'll probably sell off. I'm keeping an eye on it to see because it just hasn't ripped like a lot of the other cryptos have. So, Harvest Finance, FarmCoin, selling off after that pop back up to 300, but so far still holding 250 as support. Did throw a nasty little wick up there where it tried to test. As long as it can hold above 250, this could be the start of a consolidation triangle, or we could see it bounce off of 250 back up to 300 pretty easily. But if it doesn't hold here, it'll drop down to 200. So Mana did make a nice run up to $1.10, has pulled back to 95 cents where the 50-day is. It's held the 50-day pretty well, held the 200 as a backup It could come back down to the 280 cents, but more than likely I think we're going to see it bounce off of this 50-day and re-break $1. And then a re-break of $1, we could see Mana test that previous high of 110 and maybe break out even higher, because this did go on a big run up to $1.60 in the past, and at the very top it ran the 250. So Polygon MATIC really filling out there. This head and shoulders there, head, shoulder, making that arm down, cracking through the 200 right now. If it can't hold this 200 day, it's going to come all the way back down to probably 120, 125. So be aware of that. And now it could bounce here. It bounced off this price area twice before. So that is a possibility as this head and shoulders pattern is finishing up. But you just don't want to see any more of this arm down. So Coinbase did just add a new coin. This is RLY. This is Rally. And this is a pretty interesting project that's going to allow for celebrities and content creators to monetize their content over blockchain and be able to create their own coins for their goods and services. And this is something that I've been wanting to do anyway for frameworkfortune.com, and the whole Framework Fortune community is make it a blockchain built community. But we are in the early stages of the website, so I thought that was going to be a ways off. But I wanted to build it. I wanted to have our own blockchain built. But with Rally, we don't have to have a blockchain built. We can just create our coin, which is backed by the Rally token. This is an interesting concept. It definitely is speculative as far as investing in the Rally coin, but I can see how this could make it very easy, especially for bigger celebrities, to connect more with their fans. I'm like a Z-list celebrity at the bottom, if you even want to count me as that. I wouldn't even call myself a celebrity. I'm just a guy who likes to trade stuff. For the community, I think that would be a great way to start an economy with a coin for multiple different things that is going to evolve with frameworkfortune.com and the Framework Fortune community. So we may be a part of Rally. We may have a Framework Fortune coin. It is invite only right now, but I did apply. If you're an influencer, you can apply. So we'll see what comes out of it in the future. At some point, though, I do want Framework Fortune to be on blockchain instead of the regular stupid internet we have now. But it is on Coinbase now. You can go and watch the videos on Coinbase phone app right now to earn like a couple of dollars in Rally coin. Learn more about it. If you don't have Coinbase yet, I suggest you get it just for those little videos. They pay you free cryptos to watch videos about those cryptos. So you're learning while getting paid for it. May not be a lot of money, but it's very quick to take those quizzes with the little videos. And I've had several that I got in like Algorand when I first started back in December that was super cheap and actually ended up being, $70, $80 as I let it grow. So they do these videos all the time when new coins are added to Coinbase. So if you aren't doing those, make sure you're doing them. Get that free money, no reason not to. Rally's one to keep on watch. It is uptrending, so as long as it's on this nice uptrend, it could continue to run. So that's all the coins I'm going to cover for today. This recent dip in Bitcoin, I really don't know exactly what's going to happen here because it just kind of happened right as I was getting ready to record this, and it may just be a quick little washout. A couple people locking in some profit because they're getting nervous from Bitcoin not testing 50 again. Could be the start of a big pullback, a correction, like I said, down to that 45 area. But with Ethereum testing those highs again at 3,300, Ethereum still looks more bullish than Bitcoin. And we are still getting all these altcoins ripping up. So doesn't seem like we're moving into a bearish market at all. It just may be that Bitcoin's going to consolidate and quiet down for a little bit while all these other coins are running. So if there's any coins I'm not currently covering on a weekly basis, leave them in the comments below, and also let me know your thoughts on the overall crypto market movements and what you think about the idea of Framework Fortune being on blockchain with its own token. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.